Cool. Now that's all done and all that. Like you know, a song starts to get together when your head is nodding as the song is coming. So that's like the most important thing. If you're not feeling it, it's not having energy or a vibe, you're doing something obviously wrong. So now we have done compression, we've done gain staging and leveling. Now we'll do equalization. Sorry for that, a little bit of blunder earlier, but now we're gonna do a little bit of equalization just to tie everything up just a little bit better, so it can just sound a little good. You know what I mean? If you keep what I've been telling you now about using your sends especially, you can get a job done much quicker. You can save on CPU power. You can do quite interesting things with sends. You know what I mean? It even unlocks how many slots you can use. You can use like an infinite amount of slots if you use sends and stuff like that. But cool. Now let's just go back into the span and just see what's going on with our songs frequency wise before we start slapping the equalize and stuff like that. I don't really like adding too much effects on my master channel, especially when it comes to EQ and the compressor. I hardly compress until the end of the song when it's like I'm getting it ready for mastering. But in the master channel, all I ever do here is just equalization, just to bring up the general overall, the tonality of the song and stuff like that. And then I go backwards and I go into the touch up into the song, stuff like that. But let's just hear the song first, bring up our trusty EQ2 as well, because we're gonna need that. And then let's hear what's happening into the song. So let's go.
I left the city, man, I packed my bags. Cop stop, nigga, I changed my act. Oh, it lack of support nearly drove me mad. Getting stressed nearly broke my back. New wish Debbie and the Devon speaker. Please by no nigga. I left the city, man, I packed my bags. Cop stop, nigga, I changed my act. Oh, it lack of support nearly drove me mad.
It's very flat, which is not necessarily a bad thing. It's flat frequency. That's how we're mixing on flat speakers, so it should look relatively flat. But then now, here is our job now, just to move it to sound a little bit better. I don't know how to say it. It's just, in my mind, I hear that it could be a little bit more bass. We can take out a little bit of the low mids as well, and then just touch on a few more frequencies. Just see what it is.
I left the city, man, I packed my bags. Cop stop, nigga, I changed my act. Oh, it lack of support nearly drove me mad. Getting stressed nearly broke my back. New wish Debbie and the Devon speaker.
That's where the kick drum is coming in. So let's start off first by just adding 2 dB on the low end.
I left the city, man, I packed my bags. Cop stop, nigga, I changed my act. Oh, it lack of support nearly drove me mad. Getting stressed nearly broke my back. New wish Debbie and the Devon speaker. Please by no nigga, how to
So let's take out some of that low mid as well.
I left the city, man, I packed my bags. Cop stop, nigga, I changed my act. Oh, it lack of support nearly drove me mad. Getting stressed nearly broke my back. New wish Debbie and the Devon speaker. Please by no nigga, how to
And add a little bit of a high end sheen as well, just to bring the vocals out and the hi-hats a bit more.
I left the city, man, I packed my bags. Cop stop, nigga, I changed my act. Oh, it lack of support nearly drove me mad. Getting stressed nearly broke my back. New wish Debbie and the Devon speaker. Please by no nigga, how to Kieta hits like he shot the feature. Alright, stuck on that trap, shit, you group of feeder. Yeah, where all the girls with the big waistline. Shake it on this no baseline. Yeah, 10 years, baby, it's my time. Stocks all with a glass of wine. Chance up, I study with my.
Okay, I'm also gonna just bring down the vocals, all of them, just a tad bit softer. I don't want them fighting that much. Just that.
I left the city, man, I packed my bags. Cop stop, nigga, I changed my act. Oh, it lack of support nearly drove me mad. Getting stressed nearly broke my back. New wish Debbie and the Devon speaker. Please by no nigga, how to hits like he shot.
Now sounding a little bit better now in terms of the equalizer. So now the bass is a little bit more chunky on terms of my speakers, a little bit less mids, vocals a little bit down now, and everything's just a bit better. So now I can go to the individual tracks and just try bring it up a little bit, make space for anything that's clashing and all that kind of stuff. Another saving grace moment we have is that we're still in mono. We're still in mono. So anything that we do now, especially in terms of frequencies and stuff like that, we would have heard if things were clashing and stuff, because if it doesn't sound good in mono, it won't sound good in stereo. So it's just a much easier thing to hear it out and stuff like that. And also another thing is, you'd be surprised of how many playback systems play back in mono. So you would want to make sure your song is good. It sounds just as good in mono than it does in stereo. But let's go back in here.
I left the city, man, I packed my bags. Cops that nigga, I changed my act. Lack of support nearly drove me mad. Getting stressed nearly broke my back. Newish cabby in the devil speaker. Please by no nigga how to but Kiatsa hits like he shot the feature. Alright, stuck on that trap, shit keep put feet. Yeah, where all the girls with the thick waistline. Shake it on this no baseline. 10 years, baby, it's my time. Stocks all who with a glass of wine. Chance up, I study with my quiet to rhyme. Tell Timber just to double check the contract's fine. Because judging by the views, man, we out of here. Give back your case, I got a light and not another beer. I be cleansed by the spirit, I ain't got a fear. On the stage, on studio, as a fella. 057, dog, I'm rapping Vela. I'm Jimmy Stino, the 20, I'm playing Papa Fella. With the looks and the flow, there's not a harder fella. I'ma rock these no beats until they la lela. No matter how the gate keep rockin'. Now let me bump these niggas like a Mount Penna. Hey, how you like it when I sound just like my
Another thing I'm gonna add now on the master channel as well, I see like individual tracks, not really a lot of problems I need to deal with. I'm gonna add a patcher. Now this is my go-to plugin, especially if I want to do things on the mids and side. If I want to EQ the mids, sides, it's a whole thing. Again, I made a video about this on my YouTube channel, so please do check that out. But basically what I'm gonna do, I want the patcher has separated the mid channels to the mids, the mid, what's playing in mono, and the side is what's playing on the stereo. So if I can give you an example, let me just take it out of mono and play this. And this was playing in the mids.
I left the city, man, I packed my bags. Cops that nigga, I changed.
So what I've noticed, there's a little bit of an issue on the sides when I play everything together, especially the synth it's a little bit too wide.
I left the city, man, I packed my bags. Cops that nigga, I changed my act.
And this is also telling me as well, there's a lot of low bass in the side. So let's just take it out a little bit of bass using a high pass filter on the side. And let's just drop down the mids just a tad bit, just to take that synth out. And let's hear how it sounds like now.
Support nearly drove me mad. Getting stressed nearly broke my back. Newish cabby in the devil speaker. Please by no nigga how to but Kiatsa hits like he shot the feature. Alright, stuck on that trap, shit keep put feet. Yeah, where all the girls with the thick waistline. Shake it on this no baseline. 10 years, baby, it's my time. Stocks all who with a glass of wine. Chance up, I study with my quiet to rhyme. Tell Timber just to double check the contract's fine. Because judging by the views, man, we out of here. Give back your case, I got a light and not another beer. I be cleansed by the spirit, I ain't got a fear. On the stage, on studio, as a fella. 057, dog, I'm rapping Vela. I'm Jimmy Stino, the 20, I'm playing Papa Fella. With the looks and the flow, there's not a harder fella. I'ma rock these no beats until they la lela. No matter how the gate keep rockin'. Now let me bump these niggas like a Mount Penna. Hey, how you like it when I sound just like my I'm thinking, should I throw a Jamie up a Patron? Or should I call Theo up for some juice? Couple shots to get me loose. The party never dies, the skillers in the mood. Hey, vibes, booze, and good food. I'm thinking, should I throw a Jamie up a Patron? Or should I call Theo up for some juice? Couple shots to get me loose. The party never dies, the skillers in the mood. Hey, vibes, booze, and good food. I like the booze, piano, and not the doof.
All right. I'm pretty much happy with that. Like the tonality and the amount of compression, everything is fine for me right now. Actually, what I'm thinking about just adding is just the time-based effects, really. Just these, like a reverb, just to glue everything in and all that kind of stuff. I have already done that because, like I said, this is an old song. But I'm gonna walk you through what I'm doing and stuff like that. So I've used these last bit over here as my sends. So I have a reverb send, delay send, and all that kind of stuff. So let's just start with the reverb right now. So let me just play it with the reverb on, and then you can hear what it did and why I added the settings that I did.
I left the city, man, I packed my bags. Cops that nigga, I changed my ad. Lack of support nearly drove me mad. Getting stressed nearly broke my back. New Kebe in the Devon speaker. Please by no nigga how to but Kietza hits like he shot the feature. Barra stuck on that trap, shit you could vita. Yeah, where all the girls with the thick waistline. Shake it on this no baseline. Yeah, 10 years, baby, it's my time.
And that sounds lovely to me. And I'm gonna add another delay on here as well. Top of that same thing I did, just added that and added some sends, and I just pushed it until I heard it was comfortable. So let's hear it out.
I left the city, man, I packed my bags. Cops that nigga, I changed my ad. Lack of support nearly drove me mad. Getting stressed nearly broke my back. New Kebe in the Devon speaker. Please by no nigga how to but Kietza hits like he shot the feature. Barra stuck on that trap, shit you could vita. Yeah, where all the girls with the thick waistline. Shake it on this no baseline. Yeah, 10 years, baby, it's my time. Stocks all who with a glass of wine. Give chance up my study with my quiet to rhyme. Tell but just to double check the contracts fine. Because judging by the views, man, we out of here. Get back your case, I got a light and not another beer. I be cleansed by the spirit, I ain't got a fear. On the stage, on studio, as a fella. 057 dog, I'm rapping Villa. I'm Jenny Steen, only 20, I'm playing Papa Fella. With the looks and the flow, there's not a harder fella. I'ma rock these no beats until they la lela. No matter how they get rockin'. Now let me bump these niggas like a Mount Penna. Hey, why you like it when I sound just like my
So these delays that I have over here, I'm just gonna bring them. I gotta just move it to taste. Is that I just basically added a delay and equalizer just to take out frequencies. This is like my go-to trick. I call this the Ultralord telephonic sound. I don't know. If a vocal or whatever is just sounding too dry and just not interesting enough, I just add that with a very short repeat with a very strong like emphasis on filtering out. So you have this very radio voice that's just delaying at the back over there, and you can hear it. But now what you want to do is just, like I said, mix it to taste, so it's not overpowering or it's just taking too much. And just play it.
I left the city, man, I packed my bags. Cops that nigga, I changed my ad. Lack of support nearly drove me mad. Getting stressed nearly broke my back. New Kebe in the Devon speaker. Please by no nigga how to but Kietza hits like he shot the feature. Barra stuck on that trap, shit you could vita. Yeah, where all the girls with the thick waistline. Shake it on this no baseline. Yeah, 10 years, baby, it's my time. Stocks all who with a glass of wine. Give chance up my study with my quiet to rhyme. Tell Timber just to double check the contracts fine. Because judging by the views, man, we out of here. Get back your case, I got a light and not another beer. I be cleansed by the spirit, I ain't got a fear. On the stage, on studio, as a fella. 057 dog, I'm rapping Villa. I'm Jenny Steen, only 20, I'm playing Papa Fella. With the looks and the flow, there's not a harder fella. I'ma rock these no beats until they.
This beat, well, this track, in my professional experience, I feel like it is mixed as good as it can get. Everything is sitting together finely and stuff like that. Yeah, you can add a little bit more, but like it's all just about the subtlety and just bringing everything and gelling it together in a way that is cohesive and sounds good and sounds well. And this is what it, for me, is cohesive and sounding well. I don't want to touch too much on the master side, especially when it comes to compression and stuff like that. I feel like that kind of commitment and that kind of stuff should be done by a mastering engineer, or when you do your mastering yourself and all that kind of stuff. And there's also obviously going to be a little bit more EQ stuff that I can do, but I'm going to do that on my next course that I'm going to release like now. Thanks so much spending time with me and all that kind of stuff. And just enjoying the course that I did and just supporting me out and helping me out and helping me hopefully, if you also subscribe to my channel and everything like that, that things have grown and all that kind of stuff. I hope you guys actually, this video has helped you when it came in terms of learning how to do music production, and in terms of the basics of basics to intermediate of mixing and just getting your song just to sound together and gel out a little bit. Guys, check you guys on my YouTube channel, and I'll check you guys on my next course. Hope you have a good day. Bye.